Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 BMW M2. This model is finished off in Portimao Blue Metallic, and with options, MSRP is just over $76,000. This is a very clean spec for this M2. I hardly see any with these silver wheels, which I think is a really good combo. So let's start off with what this is powered by, which is the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder twin-turbo engine. This model here is paired to the 8-speed automatic. It pumps out 473 horsepower, 443 pound-feet of torque. This model here is rear-wheel drive. It weighs in around 3,800 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in just under 4 seconds with a top speed of 177 miles an hour. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling, you'll notice all the gloss black accents, which is a nice color combo with the kidney grille, which has that square design to it. The silver accent around M2 is new for these latest models. And then you'll notice a lot of cutouts in the lower section. Some more squared angles for those inlets. There's also parking sensors too, and then a dark housing for all of the LEDs, just to blend it in nicely along with the bulge in the hood. And then coming back to these silver wheels, you'll notice a multi-spoke design to them. There's also the body-colored M Sport brake calipers. So again, a very clean spec. You'll notice the body-colored mirror caps with a turn signal. They're also power folding, and then this model has the optional carbon fiber roof. You can spec this with a sunroof. I think the carbon fiber roof is definitely a nicer look. And with the M2, it has a little bit of a wide body design to it, especially with that lower side skirt and the rear fender arch here. You'll notice a crisp line above the flush door handles too. And then in back, there's a small body-colored spoiler. There's also the backup camera, all the parking sensors, LEDs for the lighting, and then the quad-tip exhaust, which you can use the remote to start this up. And then you can also triple tap on that again to shut it off as well. You can also use the control on the key fob or the release underneath, and this is how you can gain access to your trunk. So for this performance-oriented vehicle, it's actually very practical too. You have some tie downs, you have a storage on that left side, you can even fold the back seats down. So you could use this as a daily and still have plenty of space depending on the items that you have with you for the day. Now as we work our way to the interior, very clean for this spec with all the blue stitching, so it's not overdone with the black leather seats. You'll notice too this trim accent along with memory seating adjustments. There's window controls, side mirror adjustments, trunk release, and more storage down below. And then for the automatic seats, there's 2 manual adjustments. You have the leg support down below, and then you can pull on this lever here in order to hop into the back seats. So from there, the seat will move forwards, allowing you access into the back. And when you fold the seat down, you can see a huge opening. So again, very practical if you have some larger items. And then it is only a 4-seater, and depending on the legroom you need, you can adjust that seat. There's vents, you have storage in the middle. You can also fold this middle seat down by itself. There's no cup holders or anything, which is interesting to note. And then you have some large cargo windows in the back. At 5'10", I'm also just barely touching the headliner, so I could ride around town for a little bit, but it would be more beneficial for car seats or smaller kids if you want a practical vehicle to drive. So let's start this back up, where there's the leather steering wheel, flat bottom design, and a lot more carbon fiber accents for the interior. It's even on the paddle shifters, and then there's M1 and M2. Cruise control settings are on the left. Right side, you have volume tuning, Bluetooth, and voice commands. Now this button in the middle will allow you to go through more information in the digital gauge cluster. So for this layout, the left side and the right side is going to stay fixed with all of that information, and then you can easily get through all of this depending on what you would like to see. This model also has a head-up display, so you can go through a few different settings within that. There's headlight adjustments, 1 air vent, and then with the infotainment system, this lower section is fixed, so you can always get through all of this. And then you have controls down below, so you don't have to use it as a touchscreen system. For this M2, you have a drift analyzer, an M-lap timer, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You can get into your lighting, your different driving settings. Definitely a lot of apps to go through to set this vehicle up to your liking. For the home screen, you can swipe through all of these widgets, and you can add and customize them as needed. You can get into your climates, navigation, and music, and then this model has heated seats, a heated steering wheel, and temperature adjustments. Carbon fiber underneath that with interior lighting and vents. There's volume, tuning, hazards, and defrosters. And then there's also wireless charging, auxiliaries, and cup holders. You have the shortcuts again for that system. and then this is how you put it into reverse. Now you only have the backup camera along with those parking sensors. And then there's drive, sport mode to use the paddles. You can also shift with the shifter, and then there's park and the transmission adjustments. There's traction control, parking sensors, engine start stop. And then with M mode, you can go to sport or track, and you can change both the gauge cluster and the head-up display. Within this system too, you can still pull up info on that left side. So if you want to bring up some performance information while you are in this setting and you have the TAC up top there, it's definitely great for performance driving. Now if I push on setup, this is how you can get into M1 and M2. So you can customize from efficiency to Sport Plus with all of these settings and have those shortcuts ready. So you could have daily driving and then track driving, and you are ready to go. There's an exhaust note, auto hold, and the e-brake. There's also an auxiliary and the armrest, a locking glove box with plenty of space, and then garage door buttons and dome lights. And then here's a look at visibility. With those large cargo windows in the back again, it's so easy to see over both shoulders. And from second gear, here we go. And just a minor acceleration. Hopefully you could see I could feel those shifts just because I didn't give it enough acceleration, but that's also something that you will feel with the shifting point all the way up. So now that we're in setting 1, it's going to be a lot smoother, and so you can configure that to your driving needs, which is fantastic to see. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the M2, where you have a great place to be. As far as headroom goes, at 5'10", I have about 3.5 inches at the moment, and I think the seat is all the way down. So for my height, I could easily put a helmet on and go to the track, do some more performance driving with that amount of headspace, which is great to see. This is a vehicle that I hope you're doing some performance driving with. Maybe not all of the time, but it's something that will give you a very good vehicle for those settings. Now, if you do want more power, you can go with the M4, which still has the manual option too. However, with the M4, you can go xDrive, so you can get all-wheel drive with the M4. So not quite as many options with this. You can still get the manual, you just have rear-wheel drive for the M2 here. So just depending on maybe your daily driving, if you need some extra grip, or you just want more usable power with the all-wheel drive system, you have a lot of M options from BMW. I think this is personally a really nice option to go with. For a little bit more money, you can go M4, but it will depend on how you spec both of them. That's the only reason I compare it with that, because we have two-doored, four-seater coupes that have a lot to offer. But the M2 here, great daily driver, something that will give you everything in one. A practical vehicle, a comfortable vehicle, and something that you can do your performance driving in. And then real quick, as far as maneuverability goes, it's a pretty tight turning radius. It's a small vehicle, so it's easy to maneuver, and you can get back up to speed. So that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 BMW M2. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads, and I will see you all in the next video.